is a good one. Like y'all gave some really good insight into like business and even dating, like supporting your partner. Cause you know, I'm an entrepreneur. Like I live in the same world. So like, it's the same issue for me is like finding a guy that can understand it and support it and also help you build. Like it's very hard to find the whole package. So my question was like, how do you also support your partner if she's an entrepreneur while also getting what you need from her? Because I feel like it's finding a happy balance to where y'all both can support each other's dream and passion, but also give what the relationship needs.
See, with me, right, like that is kind of my situation because, I mean, well, so she is a teacher by trade, but she's also an entrepreneur. She has her own business, right? So she has a dance studio. And something like this, it has been very challenging right now because as a dance studio, in the times that we in, she can't open. You know, she had to shut it down, you know, and that's how she was paying for it, was through her dance classes and her, you know, instructional classes and all that kind of stuff. So it's been, you know, it's been challenging. The thing about me is I haven't always been an entrepreneur, but I've always had an entrepreneurial mindset. So it's, I mean, you literally got to come up with just the dumbest idea in the world for me not to support you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, you know? So so like and she's the same way. I could be like, yo, I got an idea. I want to make sweet potato chips that taste like earring backs. She be like, all right, man, how you gonna do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, so I think my thing is I would always support you as much as I physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and psychologically can, period. I will support you until doesn't mean I'm stopping supporting you, but until I see, like my man was saying, something needs to shift, right? If something needs to shift doesn't mean, like you were saying, it doesn't mean stop your goals, just let's redirect some things. Let's take a course back. If we need to bring on a expert from this, if we need to reevaluate some things, check our books or whatever, we need to work on marketing. Like my thing is I always support you. You got my support. But outside of that is different supporting someone and actually seeing that support transpire. Like Michelle and Obeezy. Like she was always gonna support him, but like it got to the point to where, I mean, they look like the perfect couple, but I guarantee that house was what? Can you imagine that mouth that she got? Like, it wasn't easy, you know, but seeing through that success, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the end goal. The goal isn't for me to support you. The goal is for you to succeed. I'm just going to help you succeed. So how are we going to do that? I think a lot of times women just want, I don't say just, but a lot of women want someone or a guy to support them. They want to feel secure. They want to feel, you know what I'm saying? But it's different when a guy comes and say, yo, get up. It's 4:00 in the morning. Get up. Did you send those emails out? Oh, leave me alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want me
they want to support but not the push.
Right. You want to support or do you want to succeed? You know, so, you know, anyways, I can go on by that forever. But yeah, I definitely, to answer your question, yeah, I've always, and all my exes have been entrepreneurs, and it's not easy, but yeah, that support is definitely something that's second nature for me anyways.
So T, maybe you can answer this. How do you stay? Like, how do you stay with a person if, for me, like, my focus is my career. This is what I'm doing, this and that. This is number one. Like you guys were saying earlier, like, until you're married, you have to understand, like, this is number one. This is happening. Like, either you're on board or you're not. So as a man, like, if you meet or been in contact with a woman like that, like, how do you stay knowing at the present time you may not be getting everything you need from her because her focus is that? Like, how do you stay in that situation for the future when everything may turn around?
Well, it comes from like, it basically stems through the communication, obviously, right? And you being honest with yourself. Like people have more difficulty being honest with themselves than they do other people. And that's where the challenge becomes. Like you have to be honest with yourself as a person to know where you stand in this environment. And yeah, it's beautiful if you can make it work. That's like the dream. But the reality of it is that as a person, this is not the direction you want to go. Then you have to be honest with yourself and communicate that. And sometimes relationships suffer because of that. But if you're honest with yourself, then your personal happiness will still flourish through a difficult situation. Now, if the honesty in yourself is that, yeah, it's difficult, it's hard, but it's worth it to me, not her. Like her achieving her goal is going to be satisfying to her, obviously, right?
Right.
But helping her get through it, through the difficulties and the hard work and whatever we have to go through to reach her goal, is it still worth it to me as the person that have to go through it with her? If I see that as being honest with myself, that I can still be satisfied through the struggles of achieving her goals, then I stick to it. But if I'm not going to get the level of satisfaction and happiness that I'm as an individual going to get, then I shouldn't put myself through the trauma of her achieving her goals. That's just being honest with yourself. And you have to communicate that along the process. And you may not come to that realization in the beginning. But whenever you come to a realization of that level, you have to communicate that. And even if it becomes a detriment of your relationship.
Right. Yeah, because I feel like sometimes people stay hoping that person would choose them instead of their path and what they're doing. And they try to kind of make you choose. Like every guy I've ever dated, at some point it comes to making a choice. And guess what? Dude, y'all lose every time. Like if you hear this, like if you ever ask me to choose between my career and what I do and you, I'm sorry, buddy, you will lose. Like,
and that's the right answer for yourself. Because like I think what people get lost at is in love. Love like confuses people on how they're supposed to live. Love is not a reason to be with somebody. It's your motivation to be with somebody, but it's not the reason. And if you really love somebody, you want them to achieve their goals. You want them to have their individual happiness, their individual successes. Even if you're not going to be the person that's going to reach the end with them. Because you still have to have your own happiness, your own, accomplishments. You have to have, like some people get caught up in love being us. Love sometimes is about her. Love sometimes is about me. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to love yourself and love her. And to do both sometimes don't mean you got to be together.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes it's, for me personally, and I tell everybody I date, hey, if we don't work out, like we friends, like I'll still help you, still push you, whatever. We just weren't meant to be romantically involved.
Right.
But don't mean I don't care about you as a person and who you are and your life you're trying to get to. But like you said, so many people put their emotions in it because they love them. And now they like, if you ain't gonna give me this, I ain't gonna do anything. I ain't gonna be anything to you. And it's kind of like you both lose in that situation. It's like I'd rather give you my all and you be happy with what I gave you with someone else than us being just miserable trying to change each other.
Exactly.
How transparent are you with when you start to talk to someone before it gets serious, that they understand that they are second, if you will, before you?
Well, the first thing you have to communicate along the process. You don't mention or hint at things. You have to have full-blown conversations throughout the process. So, in a sense, you got the person that you with have to always know where they stand with you, and vice versa. Even in the beginning, when it's the most difficult or easy or whatever the case may be, you have to communicate along the process. So therefore, it's not one big conversation that has, and then it all falls apart. If a relationship don't work out, nobody's supposed to be confused about why it didn't work out. Right. And it's not supposed to be a shocking conversation. You see that on TV. Is in reality, it's not a shocking
I
conversation.
didn't see it coming. Yeah, that's because y'all were
And that's a scenario you see on TV all the time. I can't believe this just happened. No, it didn't just happen.
No.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I was more so asking Marquita personally, like as
for me, this is first date conversation. I don't wait. Like, I don't want anyone getting attached to me without knowing what my life is and what it presents and where it's at. I tell them in the door, first date, like first conversation, this my life, this my lifestyle, this how I move. Can you accept it? So this is the thing with me in dating. They all think they can accept it. They all think they can deal. A lot of them think once I get in and get her, I can change her into this. And it's like, dude, by the way, I just turned 36. No, I'm 36, dude. I know who I am. I know what I want. I know what my path is. Like, no guy's going to come in and really change their situation. I will adjust and compromise to who you are as a person and what we can build together. There will always be some of that, but you're not going to change my core values because my core values fit the life I want to live.
And it's almost you would almost think, well, I'm not sure about the kind of guys you date, but isn't that more understood if guys you date are in the industry?
No.
And you know what? I thought it would be, but I've dated guys in the industry, and I don't know if it's just a male-female dynamic. It comes back to the same thing. It's like they know it, but they still don't like, oh, you got to be around all these guys or whatever per se. Or it's their insecurities that play a part versus the logical reaction they should have. It's always on emotion and feelings. It's like, come on, man, you do what I do. Like, we do the same thing. You should understand why I'm making these moves and how it could benefit us as a whole. Like, any guy I've ever dated that does what I'm trying to put you on a show I'm working on. I'm trying to hook you up. I'm trying to do something to help you too, but it still always comes back to emotions and feelings and what they feel like a woman should make a man feel. And it's like, a guy told me, you don't make me feel like a man. And I was like, sweetie, I shouldn't have to. You should already feel like one. I was like, I don't understand that concept. Because you don't complete me, you add to me. I'm complete. Like I know what I got. Like, so I don't understand that mentality of it's that's my struggle. And it was like, I that's why I'm still single, because it's like every guy just keep trying to change me to fit what they need. And I'm like, dude, just go find what you need. Like, I'm just not the one. Go find what you need. Like, what I do ain't gonna change. The way I move, the way I travel, the way I have to go shoot a show for 3 months in another state ain't gonna change. So it's like, I don't know. It's crazy. Now I'm gonna let Jermaine. Oh, y'all can answer for me.
Well, I want to say this. In your situation, I mean, the way you approach dating is perfect, because so many people send out their representative. You don't have time to have to filter through your representative. You have to be who you are up front. So your approach is perfect. Now, people only in theory know what they can deal with until they actually deal with it. That's unfortunate. That's why dating is a process, because people only know what they know once they know it.
Because they all think they can deal.
Yeah, in theory, they like, okay, that sounds good. I'm glad for you. Yeah, I can deal with that. That's fine. But then when they actually dealing with it, it becomes more than what they thought they could deal with.
Yeah.
And that's why dating is a process.
And that's so why I put it out there. Even on my dating profile, I have, if you're not okay with me smoking marijuana, do not message me. Yeah. And did you know I still get messages? And people like, well, how much? Well, are you willing to change that? I clearly stated, I smoke marijuana. This is a lifestyle for me. What are you doing? Like, why do you think because you're a man, you can change me? Like, it's just, I don't know.
You know, it's so funny, like, to hear you say that, because men feel like that about women, like, every day of the week. because women get with men all the time and feel like, yeah, I know these things about you, but once I get in, I know I can change.